So I recently had an opportunity to go to the Holy Land, and it was to shoot a video, and I did that. The one place I didn't need to go, so wasn't going, was Jerusalem. And I was a little bit sad that I wasn't going to visit Jerusalem when I'd flown all the way to Israel, but God smiled a little, and one of our scheduled shoots had to get canceled, and we had about 4 empty hours before they were going to need to drop me at the airport. We were there with a priest that was one of the other people in the videos, Father Chris, and I said, if you need to drop me off, that's fine. And he said, Steve, we don't need to drop you at the airport. We need to take you to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which means Holy Tomb, the Church of the Tomb of Jesus, where this chapel is built around the tomb of Jesus, a tomb that Christians have been praying in from the moment that Jesus rose from the dead. I'm in line to go into that tomb. A line in Europe means pushing as hard as you can to get to the front. This little Italian lady behind us, so sweet. Next thing you know, she's 5 people in front of us, as is half the crowd. So I'm like, Father Chris, let the Sicilian go first. I'll show you how it's done. So I kind of start making my way through the crowd, and we're getting close, and they close the line. They closed the line. It kind of panicked everybody. And the guard said, the Franciscan friars who run this place, they're going to have their evening prayer in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, in the chapel. So we'll have to wait until they're done before you can go in. Don't get out of line because you've been in line a long time. It'll only be 45 minutes, hour, something like this. 45 minutes, well, we've been in line an hour. Another 45 minutes, I'm looking at my watch. I have a plane to catch. This is kind of added in. I'm panicking. It's like, Father Chris, is it possible for me to wait? And he said, I don't think so. We're sitting there trying to decide what I should do. And the Franciscan friars are coming. They're coming towards us. They're in their robes and they have candles and they're singing friary things. Oh, too late for you, and they're headed into the tomb, but they're a long way off. It's a big church. And the guy at the front decides to let the one lady at the front of the line, to let her in. He's like, go quickly. So she goes into the tomb. And when she comes out, he lets another guy in. So normally it'd be a big crowd going through, but he's letting people in real quick, one at a time. It dawns on me, if I can get to the front of the line in time, I can go in before the friars get there. It's one of those moments of life, right? I'm just like, bless me, Father, for I am about to sin. And I just, I got to the front of the line. I'm Italian, so I know I have good elbows. So the man at the front of the line just grabbed my shoulder and pulled me through and said, here, just go. And next thing you know, from this chaos of sweat and pushing, I am suddenly the only human being on the face of the earth inside the tomb of Jesus Christ. I knelt down on the floor and I laid my head on the tomb because I didn't know what else to do. I just laid my head on the stone where Jesus' body rested. The only thought in my mind was, I am kneeling in the center of the universe. The entire world marks time by this cave. Even the people who say they don't believe what happened in here put the 0 in here. I stood up and I came out of the cave, and Father Chris was waiting for me, and he prayed with me, and I noticed that some of the friars that weren't about to have evening prayer were hearing confessions. And I said, I need to go to confession. So I went in because I nearly, killed people to get into the tomb of Jesus. And I shared these things with the priest there. But I also said to him, I was here for a very brief time, only 2 days. It was for work that I was there. And I just don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. I just got here and I'm touching the things that Jesus touched. And I feel so close to it and so close to him. And he said, I want you to take your hand and put it right here and breathe into it like this. He made me do it. He said, feel your breath come out of your mouth and hit your hand, bounce against your cheeks. And he said, I want you to kneel down and pray thank you. And I want you to remember when you get up to leave here that no matter how far away from here you ever go, as close as your breath is to you, God is to you always. So I got on the plane just a couple hours later and literally started writing the song. And there's a line in the song, the first verse, that says, Lord, we belong to you alone. Knowing your voice, we are your own. When we wander far, as close as our breath you are. You know, you don't ever have to kneel down in that cave to know, to absolutely know. When you wander far, as close as your breath, he is to you always.